Shalom. First and foremost, I give all praises, honor, and glory unto our Heavenly Father, Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai, Basham of Kakadash. And Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father's true name, whom the way ignorant calls God. And Yahweh Shai is the name of the Heavenly Father's Son's true name, whom the way ignorant calls Jesus Christ. And give it double honors to the apostles and elders of great wisdom that with this truth. A shalom unto the Akiam around the world, teaching this truth diligently and sincerely. And we keep on hearing the news, the gathering of the U.S. Army over there in the Middle East area, and we keep on hearing more and more U.S. military assets are being pulled into that area, and we know that all this is because of prophecy, because a time is coming where all the world powers will converge over there and then fight it out, which will be World War III. And no matter what, these people cannot avoid prophecy. And I will read here: growing presence of U.S. naval and air forces. In recent weeks, the United States has significantly increased its military presence in and around Middle East amid escalation tensions with Iran. The aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln, accompanied by 3 destroyers, arrived in the region under the U.S. Central Command to bolster regional security and deterrence. The USS Delbert D. Black also arrived in the area. These deployments mark a sizable reinforcement of U.S. combat power in proximity to Iran. And so we know the reason U.S. is doing all this is because of those small hearts over there. They don't feel fine or secure at all with Iran being empowered with their nuclear, yes, they said with their nuclear technology, which Iran claims that they are only using it for power generation and other peaceful means. But the Israelis, they don't believe that story at all. They believe that they possess nuclear weapons, or they said they might develop nuclear weapons. In my opinion, I think they do have it. I mean, if they don't, then they are the biggest fools on this planet, anyways, because the U.S. only respects people who have nuclear weapons. You saw North Korea, they had theirs, and you haven't been hearing any news of any kind of to topple Kim Jong-un over there or whatnot. They know that if they mess with the North Koreans, they will just shoot a couple of those missiles there into the west coast of the United States. But the thing is, according to prophecy, that won't happen yet during this time. It's only during at the end, very end times that will happen. That the other nations will shoot their thermonuclear weapons upon Babylon the Great, aka USA. So also there's this news. I think we heard from Prepper News, and according to reports, there are multiple civilian Boeing aircrafts that are carrying U.S. military personnel all over from the United States and around the world to over there in the Middle East. So we are gradually seeing the build-up of troops, and according to prophecy, this comes as no surprise at all. So first of all, I'll go here, Jeremiah 50 verses 45. I want to read the NLT. Okay, let's read it. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of the Lord, Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shaddai, he have taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he have purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them, and surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. And so this least of the flock are the so-called small hearts, otherwise known as the tribe of Amalek. These are the chief rulers of the so-called white man, or the nation of Edom. That is why they are also known as the so-called Jews. the Jewish people. These are the people that hold the power of the earth in their hands. They are the top. They are the top nation that have all the riches and power on the earth and rule over their fellow brethren, Edomites, which are the so-called white people. So these people are controlling Babylon the Great, USA. One thing you need to know is people always ask this question: why is it the Israelis always pulling America into these wars and so on and so forth? Look, let me tell you this: the Amalekites, or the so-called Jewish people, they own America. Everything in there in America, even in this world, they own it. Even though you pay your taxes and say, oh, it's because of our tax money, all those companies you work for, the majority of them belong to these so-called Jewish people. So the thing is, whatever they tell the US politicians to do, that is what they do, because they own you. The Most High Yahweh Basham Yahushua, as pursuant to Job 9:24, has given the whole earth into the hands of these devils, and so these devils have, even in Job 9:24, they have the power and the fatness of the earth. They have it all in their hands, and to the extent that they've gone and then stolen our identity as the true Israelites, have stolen these Jewish people have stolen the true identity of the so-called black man, which is the so-called Israelites, and the Latinos, Native Americans as well, and have posed themselves as the true children of the Messiah, which they are not. They are the children of Esau, Edom. They are the sons of the wicked. So that's the difference. And so this is why the USA always does the bidding of these Jewish people, because the Jewish people own the United States of America. That is why they are being pulled into that war over there to defend them. You see how small they are over there. They need their big brother USA's help. And so they are just obeying the orders of Amalek. That's all there is to it. So this is what it means. They will surely you see how the Israelis are being aggressive with all their wickedness over there in the land of Palestine, killing people, expanding their territories, stealing many people's lands, going into Lebanon, encroaching upon their land. The same for Syria as well. So they have this mentality of the Greater Israel project, in which they want to possess all the land over there, even to Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia, if you are listening to this, don't trust those devils. They will soon turn on you as well. And because that's their nature, they always go into taking other people's land. And let me go there and write down. Still a man, I think it's in Malachi. Still a man and his heritage. Okay. All right. This is it. This is Micah chapter 2, verses 2. I'll read in the NLT. When you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it. When you want someone's house, you take it by fraud and violence. You cheat a man of his property, stealing his family's inheritance. Yes, and this is the true nature of these devils, all the Edomites, but chiefly the so-called Jewish people, or Amalek. This is what they always do, to steal people, defraud their lands, and claim that that is their land. And also the same as well. You see, in the King James version, say even a man and his heritage. So they always steal people's heritage. They stole the Israelites' heritage, and then claiming that they are the real Israelites. and so this is what they are doing, and it will result in all the other nations being angry and then bring their armies over there in the Middle East as well as their big brother USA, and then that's where World War III will occur, and the end result will be the thermonuclear fire missiles being fired upon Babylon the Great, which will completely wipe out that land and won't be rebuilt back. It will turn to a desert, and also the thermonuclear missiles will be fired upon the Israeli over there in their small land there. But the difference is, while all of them will perish over there in the land, that land will be rebuilt back once the true children of Israel come back, and they will use the other nation as slaves to reclaim the land, to rebuild it back into a goodly place to dwell in. And so I'll go to the rest of the scriptures. Joel 2 verses 20. I'll drive the northern horde. But I'll remove far. This is Joel 2:20. But I'll remove far off from you the northern army, and I'll drive him into a land barren and desolate. You see, that's the Saudi Arabia region, with his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea, and his stink shall come up, and his silver shall come up, because he have done great things. And so this is what we are. This is a steady build up. These people, they don't know, according to prophecy, the Lord is luring them there gradually into that land, and that's where the World War III will take place really, really soon. All right, I think I read this one. This is Joel 3:2. I also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat and plead with them there for my people, for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Come. And so all those Arabians over there, the Israelis, all those huge land over, it belongs to Israel. And if you know, if you can receive it, all those places are what we call the paradise, or the land of Israel is the Garden of Eden, starting from Jerusalem, all that zone. But right now we call it the Middle East. That is the land, the goodly land that we promised unto our forefather Abraham, Isaac, and to Jacob. That's the land of Eden. But right now it is the Levant area, the Middle East, also called. And that's where they will come in and then fight it out. And we also know the Garden of Eden too starts from the land of Jerusalem as well. And so very soon the Lord will come back and then deliver the hopeful elect, then come back in the chariots and then reclaim that land for the kingdom of heaven. And so this is what's happening. The Lord will gather all these heathens over there and then judge them. The plead means judge. And so he will judge them for all the atrocities that they've done to the children of Israel since the beginning up to, the very end. And so that ends it for today's lesson. And I give all praises, honor, and glory unto our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, Basham, Kakadash, even double honors to the apostles and others, and great blessing, talk with this. Shalom, shalom.